everyone.
Good night to you as well. I must apologize for the technical difficulties earlier.
Okay, no problem.
All right, so I know you say you have an experience that you want to share, right? So, firstly,
Yes.
I'm going to say this to the viewers as usual. You know, we always say be respectful to the caller at all times on the phone. No negative comments in the comment section. You know, you can share your opinions, but share your opinions respectfully. You know, that's the one thing that I always ask. Or else, you know, me always say, my loyal moderators will block you. So if it's your first time to the stream or you don't know we operate over here, just watch how everybody else comment and you will get an understanding. So Carla, what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to be quiet and I'm going to give you the platform so that you can share your experience. Okay? Go right ahead.
Okay, good night to everyone. Well, first of all, I will start with how I grew, how I raised up with my mother. So when I speak the story, that maybe you could get a fuller understanding of where I'm coming from.
No problem.
Okay, so I'm an only child from my mother. Okay, and we was living in Jamaica. Currently, right now, we're not living there, but we was living in Jamaica. Um, I could remember when I was 15 years old, my mother was living with this man, and I noticed, I noticed at all times, like when I would be sleeping in my bed, he would come inside there and trying to touch me. And I explained this to my mother, and the first thing she told me, she said, I am lying on her boyfriend and that she cannot have me to stay in her house to break up her relationship. So I have to leave. Anyway, she packed in Jamaica. We call scandal bag. She packed 3 scandal bags for me with my clothes, and she put them out at the gate. And she told me I have to leave. Guys, I want y'all to know at this time I was only 15 years old. Okay. Anyway, when she told me I have to leave, I did not know my father, my biological father at the time. My grandmother had passed, so I had nowhere to go. I know nobody to go to, a friend or nobody. You know, when we small going to school as young girls, I was 15, I had a boy I was talking to in the school. He had liked me, I had liked him. And when she put me out, I had no other altercation than to go and ask this guy if I could stay by him for a couple of times. He said, well, okay, no problem. And I was staying there until after she ended up travel away. And she came back and she told me that she have to go to San Martin and she's going to try to make a life for both of us and that she will come back and get me. I say, okay, no problem. At this time, I was still staying by this young guy's place. Years passed by, and she came back to Jamaica. I was 16 now. She came back to Jamaica. When she came back, she was telling everybody, like, yeah, she work and she save her money and she come down Jamaica to come and collect she daughter, and she was explaining to the people in that area. And after that, we get a ticket, we get everything. We fly, came to San Martin. When we landed at the airport, I realized um, they was asking, cause when you're traveling, when you're traveling, they give you um, this, um, this form that you have to fill out to see where you're staying, who's responsible for you, and how much money you have.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay, we filled those out, and we reached there. They hauled me back and they sent her to look for the person who was responsible for us on the island. Anyway, when she goes, she came back with him and he signed that he's responsible for us and everything. When we take our luggage, we went outside by the car. Um, we put the stuffs in the trunk. So I was standing at the back door on the passenger side. I noticed she tell me I have to go in the front seat. She like bunks me and tell me go in the front seat. I didn't know what going on still, I go in the front seat. So I notice every time when this man and my mother talking, every time like he get a joke, he will always like pat me on my legs. Remember, I am only 16 years old. He was like 70 something years old. Okay? So when I see him doing that, I kind of push his hand off of me. Now my mother's in the back of me, see me doing this, and she was like in the back seat, like using her finger to choke me in my head, like, what are you doing? So anyway, when we reach by the hotel room now, we get packed in and I ask her about what really going on because, she started to explain me, well, she used to work for this man when she just come to St. Martin and things ain't going good for her. She don't have any money and the man see my picture and he liked me and he sent her to Jamaica for me. You understand? Anyway, it happens that I found out I was pregnant because as I explained to y'all earlier on, when I was 15, she threw me out and I had to go and stay with this guy. Anyway, I came to St. Martin the Saturday. The Saturday night, this man take me out. I didn't really up to it or anything, but I had to listen to my mother at the time. She sent me go out on dates and things. The night when I came back with him now, I was in my room talking to my mother in the hotel. I noticed the hotel phone rings. When she pick up, she tell me that the man need to see me. I ask her what is his room number. She tell me 219. Went down the hall, knock on the door. I heard a voice said, come in. When I opened the door, I step inside. This man was naked as the day he was born.
Hold on, wait a minute. Yes,
So,
this is your stepfather.
no, no.
Who was
I'm just
this?
explaining you the kind of person
Okay, okay,
my mom,
okay. So
okay.
who was the person that she said wanted to
That
see?
was my mother's boss. She used to work for this person.
So
Okay?
your mother sent you to a room where her boss was and say him need to see you.
Yes. And when I reached there, it was naked.
Okay, go ahead, continue.
Okay, so as I said, when I opened the door and I stepped inside, this man was naked. So when I seen to my surprise, I said, sorry, I was like, sorry, excuse me, I didn't mean to come and sit on you like that. He said, no, it's no problem. Come in and come. And he spat on the bed and he pushed over and he said, come in and come and lay down next to him. I said, sir, no disrespect, but you know that you're old enough to be my grandfather. When I tell the man that, the man said, get the effing out of my room. Get the F out of my room. So I come out of the room and I went straight back to my mother. But not knowing on my way going back to my mother, he done phone call her already and tell her that I disrespected him. So at the time when I reached there now, open my room door and go inside, it's just licks greeting me. Mop stick, licks greeting me. Oh, it's young boy you want, we can't give you nothing. And the big man there him like you. The man we can give you money, him have supermarket, him have this, him have that. You want that? Okay. That's just a piece of how I grew up with my mother. Not with my mother, with my stepfather, my daughter.
All right, before no, we can't just hop past all of this first. We have to talk about something first. So okay, all right. So after that happened, right? Because you had any other family, any other relatives, anybody you could have talked to? Did you talk to anyone else about this other than your mother?
Well, I had a family friend back in Jamaica. I used to confide in her and tell her everything, like how my mother used to treat me from I was younger and everything. And she always tell me, Ashika, don't worry yourself, God is good. And one day you're gonna grow up and your mother will be sorry for these things that she keep doing to you. You know? It's only that one lady I could have confided in and say anything at all to. Because my mother is the kind of person like this. She's not the kind of mother that I can go and sit her down and talk to her and tell her anything. She will not believe me. You understand? So we come to Jamaica. Life get upgraded for both of us. We got good works, everything. She went her own place, I went my own place. Okay? I get pregnant with my daughter. I brought her here. I bring her here when she was 3 years old. She was in St. Martin.
All right. Sorry for keep on stopping you, but I'm just trying to get this question answered. Other than your mother, did you ever tell the police? Did you ever talk to any other adult who advised you on what to do?
No, only that lady I just explained you, and the guy who I was staying with, his family members, I will talk to them because, they saw an underage girl staying with their family, they're going to question it. So when I tell them, and the other thing I forget to tell you, my father is also a police officer. You understand? But I really don't want to give her too much details on that part there because,
Okay.
as I told you, when I was at that age, I did not know my biological father. Okay, so yeah, when we in St. Martin now, as I tell you, I was working, I was doing a security job, and I get fired from a security job. Then I was working at the bank. When I was working at the bank, I rented a 2 bedroom house. It was 500 US dollars. I had my daughter living by me. She was going to school and everything. A day she came home from school, she was like 7 years old. She came home, no, she was 11, sorry. She came home from school and she was playing after she come from school. I was inside cooking. Then after I hear she like cry out. When I ran outside and came back inside, she said that a little boy, he was playing with a slingshot, we call this in Jamaica. When he let go the stone, it hit her in her eye. So when she told me that, I cussed her and I said, you like to play with smaller children than your age. He's 11 and he's 5 years old. What are you doing playing with him? And she went to sleep, and when she woke up back, I see the eyes dripping water. Just one eye keep dripping water, constant, constant, constant. When I saw the eye keep dripping water, I brought her to the doctor the same day. And he tests the eye and he gave me a prescription to buy the medications and tell me if I see the eye not getting any better, I should take her to a specialist. And he gave me the letter to bring her to the specialist. Weeks goes by, bringing her to the specialist, bringing her to the specialist. He always testing the eyes, giving me eye drops for the eyes, and ain't telling me if the eye is functioning well. And every time I ask him a question, he's like, he really can't give me no good answer. So it was this specific day, no, it was the last appointment we had. I went there and he told me I have to fly to Jamaica for a surgery on my daughter eye because um they don't have the machine in St. Martin to do the eye. Anyway, he told me that like it was like the Wednesday, and by the Saturday I was already in Jamaica with my daughter. I spent 1 year and 3 months down there for the eye. She was admitted to the children's hospital. We do the eyes, we came back. When I came back from Jamaica, they had broken into my house here in St. Martin. My water was cut. Everything was a mess in the house. So I allow my daughter to stay with my mother on the French side because the island here we live in St. Martin is divided in two parts. You have the Dutch side and you have the French side. Okay, so my mother told me no problem. She could stay with her because she understand. I came back from Jamaica. I lost my job. I owe my landlord, my light, my water cut, everything. So I allow her to go there. Came back like a week after I got a security work. Started to work. I clear up all my bills. My mother still tell me she want to hold her for the company because remember, as I explained you guys, I'm an only child for my mother.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, my mother was living not too far from me in this district. Then a day she came home, she tell me she need to talk to me because she met someone and they planning to live together. And I tell her I was happy for her and she introduced this man to me and he was like a jovial person. He's always smiling, he's always nice and so forth. Until my daughter turned 15 years old. At 15, my mother and my daughter have an altercation where my mother had hit her and she had run and came by me. She run and come home by me. Anyway, when she come by me, she explained me that my stepfather looks like he don't like her because he's always telling lies to my mother on her. And my mother always believed in him and beating her. I said, you know what? It's best you take your clothes and you go and stay with me. She said, no, she don't want to stay with me because where my mother live, it's more better for her from there to go to school.
Let me ask you. Let me ask you. Sorry to cut you, but okay. So, knowing the kind of mother your mother was, based on how you grew up, why did you even allow your daughter to go and stay with her?
Just what Walter did. As I tell you, Unstoppable,
Mm-hmm.
I just landed back from St. Martin, from Jamaica to St. Martin. I'm out of cash. I run out of cash, Jamaica. I came here. I have nothing. I
Mm-hmm.
owe my landlord. I could not sleep in my own house because the way how when they break in there, they have stuff thrown down everywhere. So I allow her to stay with my mother until when I catch myself. When I catch myself, I went back to my mother and I tell her I need her company. I need the girl, like my daughter, to come back and stay with me because, I need the company because I live in a house by myself.
Mm-hmm.
But my daughter chooses to stay there. And then the stepfather, he spoke to me and he told me, don't worry about her, man. She's in good hands. I will um I will try in any way possible to make sure she goes school and make sure she's comfortable and everything. So I said, okay, no problem. On the weekends she come and she spend weekends with me and we talk and we laugh. Until didn't had no problem with my mother in treating her, doing her nothing because every time she comes by me, we speak. And my daughter, she don't hide nothing from me. She tells me everything. Until now, it was like she was 15 at the time. 2 years passed. She makes 17, and she makes 17. In those 2 years passed, I make her other baby. I got married, and I living with my husband now. So whenever weekends time comes, she just come over, spend weekends like she come on a Saturday, she go home a Sunday. A Saturday I was here home alone and my husband was at work. She came and when she came we was there, we cook, we eat, we drink, we talk, we laugh, we play. My husband come home now. And it was like 15, 20 minutes after he came home, she tell me she have something she want to talk to me about. I was like, okay. So I said, but why when me and you alone was here, you didn't tell me this? Why you wait until when my husband come now to tell me this? Because, sometimes when you're talking to your children, it's not everything you have to make a man know.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, she said, I want to tell you no, but I don't want you to go back and tell Mummy nothing because she called my mother Mummy.
Mm-hmm.
I say, okay. She tell me she don't feel comfortable by the house where she's staying because Every time when she walking in the house, my stepfather, like he would be touching her on her ass. And when she in the bathroom bathing, he would just find no cause, but just to come in there, not for anything, just to come in there, just to see if he could get a chance to see her naked. And the last thing she told me that it was 2 days after her birthday back in 2017, he raped her. I said, what you said? He said, she told me he raped her. When she told me that, I got very upset, you know? And my husband was like, boy, babe, it's best you get a gypsy or a taxi and you go for this girl clothes and leave her come stay here with us. I get a friend and I get my daughter and we leave. When I was on my way walking, my mind told me to stop and confront my mother on her job. So when we was in the bus, because we did not get a gypsy at the time, I could not wait on that gypsy. When we was in the bus, my mind told me to come off by the workplace. I stop off there. And me and my friend, we went in the store where my mother was working. But I leave my daughter outside to say I would confront her alone to hear what she would tell me. And if I find she lying to me, then I will call my daughter inside. I went inside, I see her. I said, good morning. She said, morning. I said, so you could tell me what's going on with your man and my daughter? She said, what do you mean? I said, what do you mean by what I mean? My daughter told me that he raped her. And I was angry. I was shouting. So she told me not to shout and just explain her. Just explain her quietly what really going on. So I tell her what my daughter tell me. She said, my daughter is lying. I went outside and I called my daughter. When she come, my daughter tell her the same thing that she tell me. She said, no, it's not so it go. It's not so it go. I never tell you. I never know that you were sleeping with a man. Because my daughter tell me that my mother, when she explained these things to my mother tell her to continue to do these things with the man because he got money. You know, he got money, he got apartments, he working for the government, everything, and he's 65 years old. You understand? So she said my mother tell her to continue to do this thing for the money until when the man finished make her house, then she could stop. So when I asked my mother that, my mother said she did not tell my daughter anything like that. So I reminded her of when I was younger. And when I used to try to tell her things, she was not believing in me neither. Then I tell her, I'm going to the police station and I'm going to complain, make my child make a complaint on this man. And I'm going by the house to pack up her stuff and I'm taking her out of the house. She said, I must do what I want. But one thing she know, from heaven to her, she would not let a 65-year-old man touch my daughter. Anyway, unstoppable. From there, I went straight by the gendarmerie with her. The gendarmerie is the police for the French side. When we went there, we make our statement. She put her statement and they sign it. They asked for the address, everything. She gave it. And it's like they said, I think they're in the air again. The thing up in the plane thing with a they send with a plane thing. Yeah, there's like a drone there to take the pictures of the yard and stuff like that. Anyway, like a week after the statement was given against my mother and the man, because I tell her to make sure that she tell them about my mother too. When she gave that statement, a week after they went and they arrest both of them. When they arrest them, they question my mother, and after questioning her, they let her out a couple of hours after, and they said that they believe her side of the story, that she did not know anything about my daughter and the man. Anyway, like 2 days or a day after they let out this man, and say like they're going to check my daughter, like for her to go to the doctor for her to see a psychologist and everything. They gave me the letter. I brought her to the doctor, the hospital. She saw a gynecologist. He checked her. They take pictures of her private, and there was nothing of the sort like how my daughter was saying it. The man did not have sex with her because he has prostate cancer, and somebody with prostate cancer um cannot um how you say cannot have an erection. Now come to terms after all of this had happened. It's like we went to the court. The court put off for the next date. We went back. When we went back, they locked him up. They gave him, he was supposed to stay there for 9 years. He's 65. He was supposed to stay there for 9 years. But I think he's saying he coming out sometime next year. But the thing is, my daughter, she was lying on this man. Okay? What happened? She was sleeping with him for the money without my mother knowing, because I have a 11-year-old daughter, and my 11-year-old daughter walked in on my stepfather and my 17-year-old daughter. He was down on her when my 11-year-old daughter walked in the room. She saw that because they sent her to the shop. When they sent her to the shop, she forgot what she was supposed to buy. She came back to ask again, and when she came back, this is what she saw. She said when she see this, my 17-year-old daughter come out of the room with a towel on and pull her in her clothes and tell her, make sure you don't tell nobody what you just see. So when when my 11-year-old daughter tell me that, to question back my big daughter again. And then when I questioning her, she keep denying it. Then she say he never had sex with her. He only push his fingers. And he went down on her. Okay? The reason for she to do this is because when all these things was going on, she and my stepfather in the house, my mother and him have an altercation, and my mother packs him off her clothes and give him like a break. A break. She was staying by a friend. But he's the kind of person like this. If he knows he's going to throw you out of his house, he will not let you go with the children then, because he don't want them to be on the road, and he already had no maid situation already. So what happened now, when my mother was away, this is how they get the freedom of the house to do what they want. My daughter asked him for an iPhone 8 or an iPhone 9, which I think this phone costs $1,000 something. He refused to give it to her. When he refused to give it to her, at the time when my mother and him make up back from their problems, he promised to buy my mother a Jeep. So my daughter overheard the conversation of him promising my mother a Jeep by not giving her the iPhone, and she's the one who is sleeping with him, and my mother is not sleeping with him because my mother is a Christian, and they sleep in separate bedrooms. So because he did not give her the phone, she planned this lie to come and tell it to me and let me turn against my mother and the man, bring her to the station to write him up, and now he's arrested.
But, okay, I understand what you're saying, that she lied, right? But that still doesn't make what happened right, though.
No, I never said that what he did was right. I never said it.
Mm-hmm.
But is after all of this happened, she confessed that it was from she's 15. She's been letting him doing these things to her, and she did not tell anybody nothing. Is when he started to refuse her stuff, she started to speak to my mother about it. When he started to refuse her, this is why she go to my mother. And then when she go to my mother and she don't get the satisfaction from my mother, she know I have a very bad temper. So she come to me. But she's been doing this for years. You understand? But he should have been the bigger person and said it to my mother or call me and said that Marcia, your granddaughter is a little bad girl.
But listen, see, like I said, I understand what you're saying. But first of all, how old was this man at the time, you say? Remind me.
He's 65 now.
Okay. And your daughter at that time was how old?
She said she was 15 at the time.
Okay, so whether she tell a lie on him, forget something to take revenge or whatever, him deserve what him get.
Yes, he deserves what he gets. He deserves it. But I wasn't finished
All right, go ahead.
because after I moved her out from from their house and I brought her here with my husband. If you was in a situation like that and you claims that you was innocent, he forced you to do what you said he did to you. You come here now, I take you out of that situation and I bring you in my house. When you come in my house, I only have a 1 bedroom. It's not big like where you was living. I have a 1 bedroom, a small living room. My husband and I, we move our stuff from the bedroom and put them in the living room. Bed everything out in the living room. Gave she and my other small daughter the bedroom because they're girl children. You understand? When every time now she there, we ain't finished this problem with my stepfather yet, but when every time my husband keep complaining, sometimes I see he feels vexed. Like he's saying like when every time he walking in the room, this is how she does dress unstoppable.
Mm-hmm.
It's just meant as well she wear panty and bra alone. She don't wear clothes at all. She'll be in the house, but cheeks hanging, belly skin showing with neighbor ring inside of it, breast, some part of the breast them showing. Um, her little nunu printing out in the pants where she have on. This is how she dress. I sit her down. I talk to her. I said, Selena, the way how you are dressing is not appropriate.
Don't call names, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
I say the way how you're dressing is not appropriate for a teenage girl like you. You should be dressing decent. That's when you go out there and a man watch you. He should be wondering what you have, or how you look under your clothes that you're wearing. But the way how you're dressing, you're showing breast, leg, and thigh. You know, so they don't know everything when you got already.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing they just gonna want from you is just a little thing, and when they get that, they're gone.
Right.
I talked to her about this. When I talk to her, she tell me I'm miserable like my mother. I get in my mother attitude, and she don't like that. She come here, she dresses the same around my husband. I talk to her nice. I talk to her like a sister. I friend with her. I speak to her good. She continues, and she even start to do it worse. When my husband passing, going from the bedroom to the bathroom, because you have to come in the bedroom to go to the bathroom. Her legs is wide open up. Her 2 legs is apart. You know? And the way how she watches him, he says, is like she was willing to sleep with him. So when he come and tell me that now, I as a mother, of course, I'm going to pick my child's side, you know, because I will not put him over my daughter. When he come and tell me that, we have a big argument about it. I say, but it looks like you don't like my daughter because look what she just went through over there. Now she coming here, you turning against her too? I said, but it look like you don't like my children. You can't be saying that about the girl until I start to see it for myself. Until her brother come here and her brother start to see it for himself. You understand? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Yes, and then her brother, I have a son too. He's more older than her. He started to see this for himself and he complains to me and tell me how I could have her just in the house like that and he cuss her off. Sometimes they come big problem in the house. I have to get involved in that because he telling her to respect the man house and do not just like that. And she's very disrespectful because my husband speaks to her and tell her the way how she dress, he don't no man will respect her because the way how she dress like a little prostitute. She turn and she tell him that his mother is the one who is the prostitute. So when she said that now, I slap her, you know? I walk up to her and I slap her in her face. Then she say he should have died because he had make a accident on the job that he was working. A iron thing fell in his head and he was in the hospital for that and he get some stitches. And she gonna tell him that he should have died from that hit what he get in his head. I said, you're ungrateful because the same man you telling that he should have died is the same man roof you were living under and he was feeding you. You don't have no right to be talking like that. And anyway, she pack up and she leave. She go with the court of guardian people. They tell me they will find somewhere to put her and I must like help to contribute to food stuff and everything. I didn't have no problem, unstoppable. She out there. Things didn't work well with her. She come back. She beg me. I take her back again. I take her back again. She in the house. She start to dress the same way again.
So I have to ask you, what do you think the root of this problem is? Where do you think it all stemming from?
You talking with my daughter?
Yeah, what do you think caused her to act out the way she's acting out?
Well, the only thing I could say, maybe she's following friends because she grew up in church. You know, she grew up in church. She sings on the choir. She has a very beautiful voice. She don't grow up no way to say she was in wants of anything. It's just since she started going to high school and the age is getting up more in numbers and she started to grow her little chest coming out. She's seen feathers. You know, she started to feel like she's a big woman. You cannot tell her nothing. And since this incident with she and my stepfather, she dropped herself out of school. I talked to her, teacher talked to her, they call a meeting, go to the meeting, sign agreement that she coming back to the school, and she decides she's not going back to the school because of the rumors about the stepfather and her. I guess she's embarrassed to face back to school. So she's dropping out of school now. She's 18 right now and she's doing music.
So did she ever speak with anyone? Did she ever get any kind of help? Anything like that?
Yeah, she saw a psychiatrist. She speak to a psychiatrist. She speak to social workers. She speak to the people by the court of guardian, the gendarme, the police officers. They speak to her everything. I don't know what else to do because.
Right, so I know you said while she was there, she couldn't get along with your husband. Your husband and her have
No,
a good relationship?
yes. When we first moved in here, we had a good relationship. Everything she asks for, she gets it from him, you know, until, at a time when he was working, he had money, everything. He pays for the school, every activity she take part in, he pays for it. Until, everybody have ups and downs. Things was not going good like before anymore. She cannot get money from me and from him the way how she wants to or how she used to. So I think that is what changed her mentality because she's seen her friends with this phone and she's seen her friends with this hairstyle, with this nails. She wants them too.
All right, so is there anything else you want to share so that we can open the phone lines up and hear what persons may have to contribute to this topic? You have anything else you want to share?
Not really, no. I could listen to what the viewers have to say.
All right. Thanks a lot for sharing your experience. You can continue watching on the show, all right? And let's listen to what some of the callers have to say. So have a great night, all right? Thanks a lot for sharing.
Okay.
All right, so peeps, this one is seriously a touching topic. You know, it's really a touching topic, and it really have me feeling a way just to listen to everything that both the mother and the daughter went through. You know, it's really sad. But anyhow, you know, as usual, the phone line is open. You can call in and, you know, share your views on this topic. All right? The number is right on the screen. It's 876-420-3368. WhatsApp only. You know, if you have some insights, if you have a way that you're looking at it, you know, because you don't know it, sometimes from the outside looking in, we can see something where the mother probably miss her, you know. But I'm trying to figure out, right? See, like I said to the caller while she was on the phone, I could never understand, like, I know the kind of mother that the mother was. I understand her situation when she said, well, she had something going on at the time, but I honestly don't think she should have let the daughter go stay with the mother. You understand? I totally understand her situation at the time, but Dania, what's going on?
Good night, guys. Good night, Unstoppable. I agree with you. That's exactly what I called to say. Like, me have my child, me I struggle with my child. I mean, know how my mother treat me growing up. Me then I met my pitney go stay with my mother.
Mm-hmm.
Me never know what can happen. Never know what can happen. They see me all me I struggle, my pitney have to struggle with me too. The same thing when me I go me call my daughter, my handbag. People laugh and think it's funny, but I've been through some crazy things in life. I wouldn't want my daughter to go through them someday.
Right.
Just because she has stay with other people. The way all you love and cherish and take care of your kids, nobody else now gonna do that.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody else now gonna take out them, push out them time for love and take care of your people, them and cherish them and show them all them what is right and what is wrong, which partner for go down and you understand me? I say, teach them the basic things of growing up as a child.
Mm-hmm.
Let them enjoy them childhood car. Miss Katella really and truly, your daughter don't have no childhood. Your daughter didn't even enjoy her childhood. All in a year that a childhood was man this, man go this so. And from the way all you was brought up, you should have never make your daughter childhood just go so like your own. Just that McCall is saying.
So, all right, so based on the way she said our daughter was acting, right? What you have to say about the fact that she said our daughter lied on the man? What you have to say about that part there?
Me feel so like every kid lie. Every teenager growing up lie and thief. Them do all them little things there. But for some reason, I don't know if it's just me feel say the fact of she probably hear about how her grandmother treat her mom and she decides that she just want to do the same thing her. Everybody around her is getting attention except for her. You know what I mean? The mom with her husband, the grandmother with her husband, her mom with her husband and other kids.
Mm-hmm.
So she basically not getting attention and she want that attention. She want that father love, she want the mother love, she want the grandmother love. So which best place to go and get it? You're gonna go and get it where it's coming from. And the only place she get it are from the old man. So with her just the way them all she adjust, me want know how she buy her clothes them. Because if she not live with her mother, who buy the clothes them? You don't know for the granny if the granny are Christian.
Well, remember, you know, the man give her money, so of course she could have buy her clothes, she could have buy what she want for buy.
Well, so she go which part the love there. She gonna do everything what it is with the man give her money, the man give her this, the man give her that. The man show her love, so she do everything towards what the man do. She go which part the love there.
It's really a sad situation though. Like
it sure is.
You know, just to listen to it, it's truly a touching and sad situation. But Dania, thanks a lot for sharing your opinion. Let's see what somebody else has to say. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So peeps, Dania shared her opinions. You know, the phone line open again. It's 876-420-3368. WhatsApp only. What advice would you give to the mother right now? You know, what would you say to the mother? She's on the stream and she's listening. You know, what advice would you give to her right now pertaining to what her daughter went through and also what she went through, because she went through a lot as well. You understand? It wasn't just her daughter. She went through a lot as well. You know, so Dr. Mia, what's going on?
Yes, good night, everyone. Boy, this is a tough one, but I just called to say two things. One, she said that she was struggling and she had to send her daughter to her mother. Same thing you said, same thing Danny, I said, same thing I said. Butter with your pitney. What I want to know, how did she survive without money and nowhere to live? If I been a cardboard box, miss, you should have put your pitney in there with you. If I even want shelter. Because you know how you were raised and what the situation went down with you and your mama. So you should never trust issue. Once a leopard, always a leopard. If it quacks like a duck, it's a duck. So basically, now bash the thing, but as I say, she should have went deal with that. Secondly, the child wasn't getting any form of care and love. Let me tell you something. Back in the day when I was growing up, grandma used to pay attention to me. And most grandmas back then in the 80s does that. But nowadays, grandma, everything is a trend now. Nobody not have no time for grandpicking nowadays. They're going to tell us that they want to live their life. So if she's not at home, the child is going to free to do what she wants to do. You understand me? So basically, that's just what I have to say. If you're going to raise your pitney and you're going to do that for your pitney and you're going to say you love your child, anywhere you go, bring your child with you, because you cannot be sure of what your child is going to go through when your child is not around you. And if your child is not around you, sometimes you have some little careless man and then touch up your pitney, much less your child not around you, and all those things happen. And you know what you've been through when you were actually with your mom. So basically, I just that make off. You say just sad. And it's really touching.
All right, Dr. Mia, thanks a lot.
All right, blessings.
People, trust me, this one have my heart feeling full. I'm not going to tell you no lie. It have my heart feeling full. You know, because as Dania said herself, you know, that child had no childhood. You understand? That child had no childhood, as Dania said earlier when she called in. You understand? Because basically, from grown man start fool with you, you know. Your innocence gone, you know. Your innocence gone. From a grown man start for fool with you, you know, no one name innocence no more. You know? That's just sad. And for telling you the God honest truth, me no feel sorry for the stepfather neither. Me personally no feel sorry for him neither. You understand? Him there where him there and there him belong, because at the end of the day, you know, him should know better as an adult. Even if it's the girl who come. Alright. I have to say thumbs up to the mother husband. You understand? I have to say thumbs up to him, because him do exactly what a man supposed to do. You understand? He do exactly what a grown adult supposed to do when a child is dressing inappropriately, when a child is acting inappropriate, you understand, and when a child is doing inappropriate things. Him do exactly what a grown man supposed to do. So I have to say thumbs up to our husband. You understand? At the end of the day, if that stepfather had done that, he would have never end up at jail. You understand? So I agree, and I 100% believe same day where him for there and him deserve what him get. You know? And as far as the mother goes, everybody who, including our mother too. Right? And when I say the mother, I'm talking about the caller. As far as the caller goes, everybody who messed with her growing up, everybody who her mother put her out to, should have faced some jail time too, including our mother. You understand? Because she went through a lot too, as far as we hear she say a while ago. You know? How can you send your daughter to a room knowing what is going to happen? What, just for money? How can you know that a grown man, we could have be your daughter grandfather, right, is waiting on your little daughter to come to a room for him take away her innocence? So all them mother should have spent some prison time too. And I wouldn't feel sorry for none of them. Peeps, this has come to the end of the show. You know, it's really a touching show tonight. You know, as me say, it have my heart feeling heavy. And thanks a lot to all the callers that called in, you know, to share their opinion. Thanks a lot to the caller who shared their experience as well. You know, I totally appreciate you. Thanks to everyone in the comments who kept it respectful and no bashing and no disrespectful comments. Totally appreciate that as well. You know, that's exactly how I want it to be. All right. And I have to say thanks a lot to my super chatters. All right. Suzette and Kanika, thanks a lot for the super chat. Totally appreciate that every time when you support the stream. And to the persons who even after the show or during the show want to say, you know, I'm blessed up unstoppable pan in PayPal. So thanks a lot to those persons. As you know, could I see the names were being displayed on the screen, you know, of the persons who, you know, bless up something to the PayPal account. So thanks a lot. You know, me have to say thanks. And normally it would have been where when you send the super chat, I'm supposed to stop and shout you out right then and say thanks. But you know, me don't want to interrupt the caller to give you your shout out. So I say, me just wait until the end of the show to show my gratitude. So once again, thanks a lot, Kanika. Thanks a lot, Susie Unstoppable, for the super chat, and thanks to everybody who donated to the PayPal. And also to the viewers who are here, if you have an experience and you would like to share on one of the nights, one of the show nights, all you have to do is send a WhatsApp message to the number 876-420-3368 with the words, I would like to share my experience. That's all it takes. All right, just send a WhatsApp message, I would like to share my experience, and you will receive a call back. All right, a lot of persons out there have been through a lot of things. A lot of persons out there faced a lot of things, and sometimes it's just to have somebody to talk to sometimes, and also to get someone else's opinions. All right, and that is what we are here for, to listen, not to judge, right, not to criticize, but to listen and give some advice. All right, so viewers, thanks a lot. If you're new here, please hit the subscribe button. If this is your very first time, make sure to turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the show once we go live. The show is Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. All right, don't miss it. All right, so people, also want to check out Dr. Mia channel. Her name is right there in the comments. And Dania, all right, Queen Dania, check out Queen Dania as well. She is right in the comments. All right, all of my fellow vloggers who upcoming and need the support, and they can give them some strength and some support as well. So people, thanks a lot. Until Wednesday night, when I don't know the thing go, don't make nobody stop you, cause it's unstoppable. I'm a gun, Zane.